Hi, I'm Brittney Johnson here at Playbill to talk about Wicked on Broadway. Stay tuned. When I was in Les Mis on Broadway, I was playing Eponine, and I was still understudying Fantine at the time. And so one day I came into work just expecting to go on to play Eponine, and my stage manager was like, "So how about Fantine today?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'll play Fantine this morning." And so I played Fantine for the matinee, and then I went back and played Eponine for the evening show. And somebody on Instagram actually reminded me that it was February 14th that happened, which is the same day that I made history again in this show. So I guess Valentine's Day is my day, I guess. I started in Wicked in the ensemble, and I was understudying Glinda. My audition for Wicked kind of came out of the blue. It wasn't even on my radar really anymore, because I'd been trying for so long to get an audition and I never got one, so I just was like, Wicked's just a show that I'm gonna love from afar. And I got an audition, and I had audition, callback, maybe 2 more callbacks, and then I started the next week. So it was very fast, and it was honestly probably one of the fastest audition processes I have ever had for a Broadway show. Anytime that I go on for this role, it's nice to be up in the rafters and have that time to yourself, because it is very grounding. And you know I think what was the most different for me about being up there this time is that there's a little note that the previous Glinda always leaves. And it was the first time that it was for me. And I'm gonna cry a little bit, because it just was like really special. It's like one of those things that is kind of like, wow, this really is mine. Like, it's my role now, you know? And so it was really special to see that. That was I think I was like, oh, that's me, and that note was for me. And then I got to do the show. One of the things that I think Wicked does really well with it being a long-running show is that they really want you to find who the character is in your body. So when you go into the rehearsal process, it's not like, this is how Kristin did it, and so this is how we do it. You know, obviously you have to hit certain marks, you know, for staging purposes, but when you're learning the character, it's very much like, this is her personality, these are our givens based on the script, you know, but actually infusing her with your personality and like how you bring those qualities to life. And that's why I think people love the witches that they love, you know, because we're all so different. For that reason, they encourage it. I do hope that the musical theater landscape changes for the better and for good. I think it's about opportunity. I think that, especially when we're telling stories, when we are creating worlds, literally, especially, I mean, Oz, it's a made-up place. I mean, that I know of, I don't know. But, you know, when we get to create these characters, they should represent our world so that we can all come to the theater and experience something in real time that is parallel in some way to what we're going to experience in the real world, so that we can be changed by it, or at least affected in some way by it. And so for me, I think that it really just is about opening up opportunity. I always think the best person for the job should get the role. And the person that can best tell the story for that time but you know, we have to expand opportunity so we can see everybody that's there for the role, you know? I really, really hope that audiences come to Wicked kind of with no expectations and kind of allow the story to happen to you, because there really is so much, I think, to learn. And like you said, there's such an arc to Glinda. And I work really, really hard to be very clear about the journey that she's going on. She's not the same person in the beginning that she is at the end. We're always rooting for Elphaba because she's the underdog, and we see ourselves in her, but I hope people really do see themselves in Glinda too. there's room for change in all of us, you know, no matter who we are, no matter who people think that we are. Because people do, they come in, they expect something very specific from Glinda. And then hopefully I show you that she can change and grow. And so it's the same for all of us in real life, you know? We can change and grow. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Playbill, for having me. This has been so lovely. You can catch me on Broadway at Wicked at the Gershwin Theater. See you there.